Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Pakistan-India relations bilaterally are in one of the worst phases since partition, in a non-war situation, but still very, very bad. And obviously, Pakistan has very clearly laid down conditions for talks with India, very specifically the steps taken by India repealing Article 370 of the Indian Constitution, ending statehood, Jammu and Kashmir statehood, which means basically, breaking up the state, making it a part of India, of the Indian Union. This is in clear violation of UN resolutions, UN Security Council resolutions, which grant the right of self-determination to the Kashmiris. Now, it is in this context that Pakistan and India have not engaged in bilateral talks. It is in this context that Pakistan and India did have, back channel talks, engagement 2 years ago. And the commitment that the Indians gave the Pakistani interlocutor, who was General Faiz, the DGISI, he was told that just give us time, we will restore statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. But that didn't happen. And not only did that not happen, the Indians went in for establishing constituencies. The delimitation of the area, which was previously Jammu and Kashmir, has been done in a way that it reduces the seats of the Muslims and reduces Muslims to a minority. So a pretty deadly step taken by the Indian government, by the Modi government, to ensure total colonization of the Kashmiris. And naturally, Pakistan cannot support that position, and hence Pakistan will not engage with India. It's another matter that Pakistan needs to obviously think through its Kashmir policy. We haven't done that. We seem to be thinking of it in bits and pieces, but a comprehensive policy which factors in, every aspect of the relationship. And naturally, Pakistan would like to engage. It's an important neighbor, and it is a neighbor. You can't get away from the fact that it is a neighbor. But for us, the question of Kashmir is very critical. And what is India willing to kind of give, and what is it willing to yield in exchange for engagement on this question? And the Kashmir issue obviously is a continuing issue. Now, the whole point of this discussion really is to raise the question and discuss the question of whether Pakistan's foreign minister Bilawal Bhutto should the government be accepting the invitation which has been extended to him to attend the SCO foreign ministers meeting in May in Delhi. Before that, there is a meeting of the Chief Justices of the Supreme Courts of all the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member countries, and there are about 17, there are a number of countries that are members of the SCO, and Pakistan and India joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization together, so they have a similar status. China and Russia are the core countries, the lead countries there. Now, what you have is presidentship of this SCO by rotation. So this year, 2023, India has the presidentship of the organization, and hence India determines the meetings, and India hosts the meetings. What meetings will be held, that's what India decides also. So India has put out a plan, and according to that, this is the May meeting, and then there's the September summit in Delhi also. Now, as far as the question is, should Pakistan be sending its minister or its Chief Justice and subsequently the Prime Minister to meetings in India, in Delhi, given that we have the kind of relationship we have, which is no engagement at this point. And of course, what the Prime Minister said to Al Arabia was really that India, he talked about the condition of the Muslims, he talked about what was being done to the Kashmiris in violation of the Kashmir UN Security Council resolution, and he said India must change this so that we can begin talks. And he said, we've learnt our lessons that war is no solution. He didn't say we've learnt our lesson that we'll give up Kashmir and we'll start talking. He said, well, India should change this, and we've learnt our lessons, and if India changes its position, we'll talk. So anyway, there's been some discussion whether Pakistan had changed its position, and then subsequently the Prime Minister office put out a statement also saying that what is being interpreted as a change in our position is not there, and that clearly we stay with our position of India revisiting what it's done in 2019 in terms of breaking up the state and of Jammu and Kashmir, occupied state of Jammu and Kashmir. So coming back to the question of Pakistani ministers, and then the Prime Minister, and before that the Chief Justice attending any meeting in Delhi, let's look at what we are, what's in question right now. Number one, this is not a bilateral meeting. This is a multilateral meeting. It just so happens that India is the host, and so India's the one who's inviting Pakistan. This is not a bilateral meeting. The SCO, at the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, bilateral issues are not brought up. That is in the charter, and when Pakistan and India joined, it was something that was kind of laid down clearly that bilateral issues will not come up. But it's a security and economic cooperation organization, and I mean that's the agenda in the SCO, and hence it's very important for Pakistan. Remember that in the last few months, you also had Pakistani and Indian soldiers meeting, and army generals actually meeting at the same place in the same forum. So while bilaterally we are not meeting, in multilateral forums, especially the SCO, Pakistan has been engaging with India, part of the multilateral setting. So my view would be that Pakistan should attend. As far as the Chief Justice is concerned, in the multilateral forum, I think he should go. As far as the foreign minister is concerned, there should be participation. Now, whether we do it through virtual participation, that is a possibility. A couple of years ago, we did have virtual engagement. I mean, I think under the SARC during COVID, we participated, low-level participation, when their Prime Minister Modi was chairing a meeting, and all SARC members were invited to discuss COVID. So there is, Pakistan has been doing that to engage, virtual engagement, virtual participation. So that is something that surely can be considered. Certainly, these are not meetings that Pakistan must not participate in. What level of participation and what form of participation? So we have our Deputy Chief of Mission, the Deputy High Commissioner, who sits in Delhi. Can you have him participate and represent Pakistan at the SCO summit? I don't think so. I think Pakistan's foreign minister must participate. He can participate virtually. It's an SCO, it's an important meeting, and Pakistan's presence is important there. And, Pakistan can, and it has done so in the past also, it has used opportunities and very effectively. The former Prime Minister Imran Khan has used opportunities. The current current foreign minister in various forums have used the opportunity to express Pakistan's own views on issues related to India, whether it's Kashmir, etc. And although this is in Delhi, this is going to be largely SCO related, and if the foreign minister goes to Delhi and he's asked by the Indian media to talk to them, to give interviews, this foreign minister has been very articulate. He can stand on Indian soil and express Pakistan's views, Pakistan's position, and articulate Pakistan's position, affirm Pakistan's position on Kashmir, and I think that will be a great opportunity. So that's something that we would think that it should be done, and whether you do it virtually or you do it you go physically. Although going there physically, it does raise the question of security. I think that's one fact that we cannot ignore, because there is so much animosity, and you don't see that decreasing, you see that increasing. So can a Pakistan delegation led by the foreign minister go there and feel safe? I think that's a question that requires very serious examination. But if that's not possible, then surely the foreign minister must participate virtually. So that's all from us tonight. Khudafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad.